to remind me to record, Mike.
Vanya was saying it and you didn't hear it, so
Who, who was saying
Vanya,
it?
Vanya.
How come I can't hear her? Vaughn, you're muted.
No,
That's why.
I wasn't muted.
You were typing
I
it.
spoke and you spoke over me. So I typed
That'll
it.
and that'll teach you. Anyway, Kyle. So Kyle says you won't believe what don't tell any. I'm not going to get you to tell the people what God said to you, but what he experienced, was it last night or this morning?
It was last night.
So what he experienced last night with what God told him was exactly what God told me to do tonight for the meeting. God wanted to God wanted to take us on a little trip. So I'm not going to say nothing right now. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a trip down memory lane with each and every one of you. Now, I don't want the person who it's your picture. I don't want you to say that's me. I want us to have some fun and see if we can figure out who that is. Deeja's not allowed to say that's Jonas. Jonas isn't allowed to say that's Deeja. Nick's not allowed to say that's Janai. Janai not allowed to say that's Nick. Like you, if you know the picture of the person, don't say nothing. If you're not family and it's outside your scope, okay, do that. Okay, you coming on, Renice? Lisa, you turning on your video?
Can you hear me now?
No, that's your microphone. You could turn your video on.
Don't know how.
Okay,
I had a hard time getting here.
are you on your phone or on a computer?
My phone.
What phone do you have?
It's an Android.
Okay, if you, who has an Android? Nobody. Are you
I know
serious?
it took me like 5-7 minutes just to get on here.
Yeah, it's just all, yes, a couple people are having trouble. How does she click her video on the Android? Andrew?
Yeah, on the app, you tap the screen and a bar
Tap
should
this,
pop up, and
tap
it
the
should
screen
you
and the
should
app will
have
pop up, Lisa, and then there'll be a line through a camera. Tap it in the
Oh,
camera.
okay.
yeah.
Sheila, you gonna turn your video on?
Okay, is that better now? I got it.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Hey, Kyle, you just helped me out over these last, 3-4 months of trying to figure this thing out.
The reason why I want your cameras on is because I want your picture and I want people to see your face. Okay?
That'll work.
I,
That'll
I,
work.
I,
I'm just
I
gonna set it up.
so when I turn on when I after just hear me out. Once people talk about who that is, when we finally say who it is, say something so that you go to the top of the screen and people can see who you are. Because I'm gonna share the screen and it's gonna push everybody to the side. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready? I now, by the way, just an interesting FYI. I asked everybody to send me a photo and didn't say why. And every person on the call right now sent their photo.
Oh.
Every person. There's now I've got a photo of somebody who's not on the call. But that's okay. I'll fill in the blanks. Okay. Here we go. The reason for doing it is I'm going to tell you afterwards. Carlos couldn't make it tonight because his dad's funeral's tomorrow. By the way, can I ask a question? Um, where did I go? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, before I share my screen, all the guys locally, who's going to the funeral tomorrow? Anybody that I know? Mike, I'm going. DJ, you're going? Okay. I'll see you guys at the funeral at 11. We have a huge snowstorm, biggest one of the year, happening later on Saturday, just by the way. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, now don't say anything right away. Don't say anything right away. I want everybody to tell me if they guess who that is.
You want to type it or tell you?
Just talk. Let's talk.
That's Jonas.
That's Jonas.
I was gonna say that's Jonas.
We can't hide that, can we?
You can't.
No.
You can't. That face. You can't.
That is Jonas, man.
Hey, is Jonas on the call, DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Where are you, Jonas Balonis?
Can't hear you. You're not muted though, which is weird.
I can hear him.
Oh.
Yeah, making me. Hello.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
Brian.
Pardon?
I heard Brian.
hear you.
No, it's
Can you hear me,
Jonas.
Brian?
I can hear you now.
Okay. All right.
How you doing, Jonas?
Good. Chilling.
Do you remember this picture?
Yes, I do.
What was going on?
I was at a Christmas banquet or a Christmas party.
Where?
This was in Ajax.
God said this to me. I want to do this with each and every one of you. If you ever wonder what God sees when he sees you,
Oh,
he sees this. If you think back to when you were this age, the innocence and the childlikeness that you had, that's what God wants you to be. Guys, ready for the next pick?
yes.
No.
Who's this?
Is it the boy or the girl?
It's the boy right there.
Come on.
That's shoot.
A good one.
Is that Andrew?
It is.
Is that Andrew?
It's Andrew.
Yeah.
It's Andrew.
Andrew,
Yeah,
The long face.
do you remember this picture?
I don't.
Yeah, a lot of people probably won't. Especially you, those of you that sent me your picture with you in a diaper laying on a change table. I know you're not going to remember. I'm just kidding. Nobody did. It was a joke. Andrew, when you look in the mirror, you see yourself, but when God looks at you, he sees that boy with all his potential, his innocence, and what God can do with him. That's what God sees. Who is this?
Oh,
Billy.
Is that Billy?
No,
No,
No.
no.
Oh,
Billy-
Josh. Is it
He
it's
doesn't have
Josh.
a, he
That's
doesn't have a beard.
Josh.
That can't be Billy.
not Josh.
No.
How
Oh
would-
wait, it's Cole.
That's one of
I
the
would say
bets.
that's Jonathan.
Nope,
That's Christian.
it's
Christian.
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 Oh yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. That's me. Yep.
Christian,
Good job.
see that boy with a smile on his face? God planned you. He looks at you like that fun boy, loving life. He knows what he's got for you, but that's the boy that he sees when you stand before him, not the guy with the beard. Remember, Jesus said, except you be like a little child. We lost it.
Oh my God! I just had a light bulb go off. Wow.
Who is that?
oh.
Billy.
Nope.
Josh.
Josh.
Nope.
That's Josh, right?
Nope.
That's Billy.
Gotta be in black
Nope.
and white.
That's Kyle.
Nope.
What?
Brian.
Nope.
Oh, Jay. Jay
Jay
Jay.
fighting.
Jay fighting. I see it.
What?
Oh, I see it now.
I just thought there would have been a raccoon or a cat in the picture.
Where are you, Jay? Jay, where are you?
Right here.
There you go. Look at the picture of that little boy. You know what that picture is? That's a picture with a boy with a lot of questions, with deep eyes and deep thought. And when God looks at you, that's what he sees. He sees that boy. He doesn't see the bald-headed guy with the headphones. He doesn't see the guy who loved cats. He sees this boy, okay?
That's Josh.
No, it's not.
Wait,
No.
what?
Stop
That's
picking on
like a
me.
That's
Carlitos. Is that
Carlitos.
That's Carlos. That's Carlos.
Carlito.
Take the hair away.
I keep thinking everyone's Josh.
Carlito, I know you can't come on the call right now. But when God looks at you, this is what he sees. The guy with those inviting eyes and that amazing smile. That's what he sees.
That is a cute picture, though.
And your face, Carlito, says, pick me. Pick me. Now, in all fairness, this is a terrible picture, but I've got a couple of her on here, so
Me.
I try
Amy.
to use it.
That's Amy.
Yeah, that's a blurry, foggy Amy.
Me.
Where are you, Amy?
I was
Amy.
9 years old in the school.
When God, see this picture of this little girl? This little girl says, you have got nothing on me. I will conquer everything. When God looks at you, he sees this little girl. Okay? Think about that.
Donna.
Yes.
Carlos too.
Oh yeah, that's Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Donna?
Got that same smile.
Where is she?
Yeah, say something, Donna, so we can see you.
I'm here.
There she is.
Donna.
Hi.
Oh, because we can't see her.
Because everybody's talking, that's why.
See this little girl?
Yeah.
God says, nobody knows how much I put in her. They just see a little girl, but they don't know. When God looks at you, he doesn't see the woman in the hat who's cranky.
Right.
The
He
woman
sees
in
the-
the hat that's cranky.
He sees this little girl. He sees this little girl and he says, trust me. Okay?
Okay.
Esther's not on the call.
Deja.
Oh,
Deja.
no, it's Esther.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, I had to blow it up.
Esther, when God looks at this little girl, he sees beauty, he sees potential, and he sees somebody who's going to do a lot of hospitality and inviting.
Oh, Ceci.
Oh, who's now? You guys might have trouble with this because
Carolyn.
no, Carolyn never
Angela.
sent me a picture. I didn't see her.
Is that Angela?
In all fairness, you're not going to know because she's only been on the call once with her
No.
video. Who is that? Speak.
Lisa?
Yes.
Lisa, see the little girl.
Yes.
Lisa, see
Yes.
the little girl.
Yes, I do.
That's what God sees. But God sees a girl that won't quit. She won't give up no matter how hard things are. She won't quit. Okay?
I never will either.
Who's that?
Okay, that's Deja.
That's
Deja.
gotta be Deja.
Yeah. Digital roll.
That's Deja.
That's
Georgia roll.
determination, Deja.
So funny.
Deja, do you remember
Digital
this photo?
roll.
hmm
Do you remember this photo?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was my sister's christening.
What? So you were already christened?
Yeah, I was already christened. Yeah. It was my sister's
When
christening.
God sees that little girl, he says, "Yeah, a man beater." No, I'm just kidding.
Someone check on Jonas.
He's like, really, really, I got to do this.
Hmm.
Determined, unrelenting. Look at that little girl. That's what God sees. And she don't need to smile. She mean business.
Josh?
Yep.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Josh, wait, look at this picture because look what you're doing.
Kind
You're
of hard to
playing-
see when I'm
you're
driving, Brian.
playing around.
Yeah, that's right. And a little fun fact, my mom was 40 years old when she gave birth to me.
She was what?
40 years old.
You got that look on your face of, I did it. I did it. I conquered the toy. Josh, listen to me.
Yeah.
When Jesus looks at you, he sees that little boy full of light, full of happiness, full of joy. Just think about that.
Oh,
Vanya.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh
How's
yeah,
it been
yeah.
looking
Yeah,
like?
Vanya.
That's Vanya. That's
She's got
Vanya.
that.
thank you.
Vanya has that look of, I dare you. I dare you. Are you taking my picture without asking me?
Like, are you for real?
Vanya, remember the little girl that God made who doesn't take a backseat to anything. Remember the little girl that God made who doesn't take a backseat to anything. She's not on the call. That is, who is that?
Carolyn?
Carmine.
It's Shammy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see Shammy.
Yeah, that is Shammy.
Shammy, you're amazing. Your whole personality. Look at this little girl. Is about, I'm the best thing to be around ever. That's you. You're infectious with your personality, and that's what God made. Look at that little girl. Remember her. I honestly do not know who that is.
That's cute.
I don't know who this is.
Is that
Is it
Angela?
Carolyn or Ann?
Carolyn?
No,
Angela?
no.
Oh,
Are you on the call, whoever's picture this is?
Janai. No, this ain't Janai. That's too old.
Okay, they're not here. I don't know who it is. They're gonna keep going.
Huh. Wait, what?
Angela. It's gotta be Angela.
That's a boy, isn't it?
I don't know who that is.
Is that Brendan?
It's a girl.
Oh.
That's a girl?
I'm pretty sure.
Is that a cowboy hat?
Angela, isn't it?
Angela? Yeah.
Oh no, Sherry said no.
Huh.
Does anybody know who this is? And to be honest with you, it uploaded to my phone and I didn't know who it came from.
Oh, is
Wait,
it Raquel?
Raquel?
Or cool.
Yes.
Ah, it's Raquel.
Raquel. Should have put a cowboy hat on for tonight. See the way you're standing? God made this little girl that said, bring it on. Bring it. I can beat anything. That's a great picture, by the way. Do you remember it? Oh, you're driving.
Yeah, it was in front of the cathedral in Juarez, Mexico. And I was happy to have, like, I guess they were like cassette tapes because that was the thing back then. And I got these cassette tapes that had like kid stories / music. And I was happy that I got it.
Nice. Great memory. How old? Oh, never mind. It's okay.
Oh,
That's Nick.
Michael?
That's Nick.
That is
Okay,
Nick.
That's Nick?
come on, guys. I said if you know him, don't say who it is.
Oh.
Really? That's Nick?
Nick, look at this face. You know what I see? Mischievous. I see somebody who's he like, I ain't telling you nothing. But you know, I see a boy who says proper form, who says, I'll be respectful. Look back at that little boy because that's what God sees. Okay?
Who the heck?
Oh,
That's
You guys will never guess who that is.
I
That's
definitely
Mike.
know who that. That's Little Mike.
Definitely
That's-
Michael.
That's
That is
great,
not me.
Definitely
little
Michael.
That's Little Mike.
That's not me.
It's not Mike.
That's
No?
Little Mike.
No?
Is it Agabus?
Agabus. No?
What?
It's Sheila.
Agabus isn't that color.
Is Sheila?
It's Sheila? I think it is.
I think it's Sheila.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sheila.
That's me. Bernice, you were right.
Sheila, it'd be a great time for you to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger imitation. Yeah, I'm a baby and I'm all pumped up. Do you remember this? Do you remember where this picture was taken?
No, I was a baby. But my mom says when I was 3 months old.
3 months old.
Yep.
I wonder what you're looking at. What do you remember? Do you remember the location of the picture?
I know the city, Lilongwe, Malawi.
Sorry?
I don't know. Lilongwe.
She looks like she's probably warm, you know.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're, Sheila, I don't know what you're saying.
Lilongwe, that's where I was born. It's a capital city in
Africa.
Malawi.
In Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when God looks at this picture and he sees this little baby, see all the color around you?
Yeah.
The purity? That's how he sees you. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember, remember the little child of innocence is what God remembers. Uh-oh.
Oh, wait.
The boy or the girl?
Billy.
Boy.
That's the
Billy,
Billy.
Billy.
It's not Billy.
No.
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 Kenny. It's Kenny.
Kenny?
Oh.
Kenny?
Yeah,
It's
Kenny.
not the boy.
No?
Oh,
The girl?
Angela.
Yeah.
I tripped them up, Angela.
Yeah, that's me.
Angela, you got this look on your face like you want me to come over there and punch you in the face.
Yeah, because I can remember that. I didn't want to take that picture. They used to come around with these ponies in the army base in Kingston. I can remember that.
Oh, Ontario, that's right. That's right. Bold. Very bold.
Yeah.
Remember the little girl. Because that's what you are. You're bold. And that's how God made you. That's how he sees you. But he sees that little girl. He loves it.
Billy.
When he shaved his beard.
Everybody, what is it with you guys? Everybody's Billy.
That's a picture. Is old.
See a little black baby.
If,
Oh, that's
yeah,
Billy.
if we see old picture, it's like it's
Not
gotta be
Billy.
Billy.
Oh boy.
Is that
Kenny.
That's Kenny.
Not me.
You're not even look at the picture, guys. Just stop guessing. Oh, it's old.
Is that
This
you,
one
Brian?
Kenny.
Kyle?
Brian?
Brian, it's you.
Kenny.
Kyle. Ken?
It's
Oh,
Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
That's what you said.
I know, but you didn't give me a chance to say you were right. It's just like you all just like you default to the two oldest people in the group. 'Cause you're like, you don't want to look at the picture. I actually see Kenny in that photo.
That's
What
not
year was
me.
that picture taken, Kenny?
That's not me.
That's not Kenny.
It's
Damn.
That is me.
Wow.
So we were right.
We were right.
He started growing his beard right after that picture was taken.
Right after, yeah.
Now, Billy, if I was to say to you that God looks at that and doesn't see your beard, I'm not so sure I would be honest.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
when God looks at that little boy, Billy, despite all the stuff you've been through, it's the sweetness of that child is still there. That's Billy. I didn't know that was you.
Yeah.
What
that's
year?
That's the only picture of me. You know, I mean, I got a couple of mug shots, you know, like one in Houston and one in Ohio and one, you know, one in San Antonio. But that's the only picture of me from about 1 year old.
What year?
1958.
Wow. That's amazing.
And that's the only one that's the only one. No one thought I was going to live. You know what I'm saying? They kept, there ain't no sense taking pictures. He's not going to live anyway. You know, they started saying that when I was like 10. You know,
Billy.
yeah, and I'm
Now
still
see
here.
that little baby. Okay.
Yeah, man,
Dang.
that's not me.
Is that Brandon? Brandon?
It is Brandon.
Brandon?
Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Mm.
Where are you, Brandon?
Here.
In the dark?
Yeah.
Come to the light. Come to the light. Oops. Oh, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. My phone dropped onto my computer and stopped this. Oh, gotta hold on a second. There we go. We're back. Brandon, you see this little boy?
Yeah.
Do you remember him? Do you remember this picture?
Yeah. I was taken in elementary school.
This boy, God says, take a look at him because God believes in you that you can do it, that you can be other than what the world wants you to be. Always look at this picture because that's how God sees you, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kenny.
Yeah, that's me. That's probably a 1968 in a school picture.
You know, when I see this picture, Kenny, what comes to mind was a hard worker. A hard worker. Were you a hard worker?
I work pretty hard, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
When God sees you, this is what he sees in this boy. He sees somebody that's going to get it done, or how Billy would say down to get her done down in Texas.
Get her done. Yeah.
What year was that?
Probably 1967, 68.
Yeah, I was 2 years old. How does that make you feel?
Hey, old.
Wait, how old are you in that picture?
Probably 8 years old.
Well, how can you feel old? I'm 58 years old. You made it sound like you're like 90. Oh my Lord. Hold on, guys. Here we go. And it's the boy in the red shirt. You guys are never going to get this.
You.
that Kyle?
No,
The one on the left or the right?
there's no way Kyle would ever take a picture looking like that.
Is that you, Brian?
No.
picked it.
That's what I thought too.
Is this person on the call?
When you see mine, you're going to know exactly
Wait,
who.
that's Paul.
That is
I was
Paul.
gonna say, yeah,
Oh.
Paul.
I had to move the people up top, and then when I seen Paul's face, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I see it."
That's me.
Paul, when God looks at that little boy, he sees somebody who's trustworthy, really trustworthy, and a good friend, like faithful.
Yeah.
And look at that little picture. Remember that little boy, because that's the same boy that God still sees today.
Kyle.
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 Kyle's got that look of, can you get any cooler than me at this age? He's smiling and saying, hey, I just tried deodorant. It works. Where are you, Kyle?
Right here.
Kyle, look at this little boy. Now,
I was like,
do you know what God sees?
oh, he sees that boy. Yeah.
He sees a boy that he's ordained, that he flows through, that he wants to flow through. He's got that light in his eyes. And look he's holding up the whole building with one hand. Because he's strong. Remember the little boy? Because it's not the guy that you look at in the mirror. It's that one. Unfiltered. Not contaminated by the world. That's who you are. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that's Billy.
That's big. That's
Michael.
That's little Mike. That's little big Mike.
That's Michael's 1-year-old picture.
Wow. Little big Mike.
Mike picked up the basketball. He stole it off of 6 teenagers. And he said, game on. Where are you, Mike?
I'm right here.
You know what?
You hear me?
God wants you to remember that little boy. Do you know why?
No.
Because in this picture is a door. And God says, all you got to do is walk through it. All right? Never forget your child picture. Oh, my Lord.
Renice.
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 Gotta be Renice.
Renice.
Yeah,
Renice.
Renice at a very young age was saying, I have style. I am a boss. I am a boss woman. I am a strong woman. Don't forget this picture. Because it's God looking at you, that you have style and character and you're full of creativity. Look at that little girl and don't forget her. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't say me with a dress on, I'll kill you.
Well, that's Amy.
It's Amy.
Amy, where are you? Is she on the call?
Yeah.
Amy,
Amy
darling.
Yeah.
Did you unmute yourself?
Sorry? No. I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
That was when I was in the college. And I was doing my electronics and telecommunication diploma.
She wasn't able to get any baby pictures, but I see a girl who's going to fan into flame. See the picture? The fire of God. That's a nice picture.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, I have no idea what just happened. Wait. Okay. I'm going to take just a 2-minute break. No, I'll keep going. Never mind. Does anybody know who this is?
Is that Chennai?
Yeah, I was gonna guess Janai too.
Janai,
It's me.
this little girl, God sees this little girl, not the woman that you are now. He sees this little girl who says, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to do it. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to do it. You're not going to mess around. You're going to do it. You're not going to waste time.
Can I say something?
That's Brian right there.
That is right.
That's Brian.
That's definitely Brian.
Can I say something about the last photo?
Man, he is blonde.
I think
Kyle wants to spoke.
Right when I seen that picture.
You got to turn your video on, though. I don't want people talking with their videos off. Thank you. There you go.
No, when I seen that photo, I heard she's gonna fly.
She's gonna what?
She's gonna fly.
Fly. There you go. Thank you. I'll let anybody that wants to take a shot at this picture go ahead and do it.
It's cute.
My hair.
Step right up and I'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
My hair was
Yeah, I'm not going away.
I had something.
I see. Determined.
Why is sorry? Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Fearless.
I heard anointed man.
Okay, whatever. Okay, guys, stop. like 10 comments. I'll see peanut butter and jellyfish sandwiches for this guy.
Yeah.
I have, for some reason, that can't be the last picture. Hold on. Oh, it was. Oh, that's the last one. All right. So that was the last picture. So the Lord spoke to me and said, everybody forgets how I see them because everybody's looking at their brokenness or their shortcomings or their Agabus, you missed the boat, bro. You missed it. You missed it. People actually thought you were one of the pictures. Yeah. Anyway, God says, everybody forgets how I see them. And God needs us to go back to that place of innocence and childhood. Because the one thing about being a child that you lost was that fear of making mistakes. Like it didn't matter, you were a kid. You're like, oh, well. And that fear of trying. When you were a kid, you never feared to try anything. You were like really motivated to try stuff, even if it didn't feel right, you wanted to do it. God wants us to stop looking at the worn out version of us. How he sees us never changes. We'll always be his child. And the funny thing is that like any of you who have kids like I do, that all my kids are in their 30s. When I look at them, I still remember them like, man, like when they were 3 years old, 4 years old. They grow up so quick. But to God, you should never grow up. You should never grow up. And I mean that in the right way. I mean that in the way of testing God, making mistakes, not afraid to challenge, not afraid to learn, secretly devise ways to do something, to try something, but in God's way. right? And I got to tell you, kids would never hate other kids if it wasn't for parents. Kids would never hate kids if it wasn't for parents. Because if you think about when you were a kid, and I'm talking like up to the age of 6 or 7, you got along with almost everybody. You didn't care. You didn't care about color, race, nothing. You didn't care how they were dressed because guess what? You weren't contaminated. You didn't know any better. But guess what? Society teaches us now. Separation, segregation, judgmental. You're not cool. You're not with it. You're behind. And we lost that. God's saying, go back and see that kid who struggled to put things together but wasn't afraid to ask for help. You only learn shame when people put it on you. I'm going to say that again. You only learn shame when it's put on you. We should never, ever shame each other. It's a curse and it's a sin. God never shame you. Now, let me point out something to you why I'm saying this. The children all flock to Jesus and they're like, I want you to picture, I'm going to make this up, but the picture's true. I want you to picture 30 children, all under the age of 6, charging Jesus, charging him. And the disciples get their noses out of joint and start cussing out the parents and saying, get your kids in order, stop this nonsense up. And Jesus is like, yeah, whoa. Wait a minute. Don't do that. Don't stop the children from coming to me. Now, Jude, oh my God.
Oh.
I just got a word. No, it's going to hit hard. Do you know why we stopped bringing people to God? Because we see them as adults.
Wow.
Ooh. If we could see people the way Jesus sees those children and not look at them as broken adults.
I literally just heard this by Bryce Crawford on TikTok. He said, I started seeing people as gods. I started seeing them as children.
Yeah.
I watched this today.
Yeah.
This is weird. That's so amazing.
We're children to God. And if you know that, what's funny about kids is that they're never afraid to say sorry. And they never carry the regret that they did the wrong. They let it go. Kids don't carry that they did something wrong. Their parents remind them. Guess what God doesn't do? He doesn't remind us. It was gone. But adults always want to stop the children. So if I would say anything to you tonight, I'd say stop being an adult and start acting like a child, not childish. Start acting like a child. And, it's really, I don't know if you guys can remember this because I just do. But I'll throw a couple things at you. Do you remember the first time you had a best friend?
Still have her.
Yeah. The first time that you had your first best friend, it's like you were inseparable. You were joined at the hip. Or I don't know about some of you guys. I'm a romantic like at heart because like when I fall because I'm ADHD, when I fall for something, I fall really hard. So when I was a kid, I remember the first time I fell in love. The first time, and I got to tell you something. I was in grade 6. I wrote this girl love letters, poems. Oh, I did. Man, I dream about this person every single night. I mean, I go hard. Why, when we grow up, do we stop with those feelings? Why do we not like have a bestie and are like so excited that we've got a bestie? We don't even open ourselves up to have besties. We got people categorized in our lives about how much we'll let them in and what we'll share with them. We don't even trust people. I'm not being rude, don't take this wrong, but most you don't trust 90% of the people in the group. And when you begin to, now listen, I'm just saying this because we're adults, because I'm an adult too. We make it so hard to make like really good friends with people. I mean, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. When you have a good friend, you know it. Am I right?
Yes, you do.
Kyle, I'm gonna let you comment, but I'm in a flow, so I don't want you to go on too much, okay?
Okay. Yeah. No. I can wait till later. No problem.
Okay. That feeling about, like, I don't know about you guys, I'm just gonna speak for me. Um, like when somebody really gets saved, like I get so over the moon about it. Like I'm so excited. Like genuinely, like, man, I love what's going on in their lives, but we've lost that. We've lost it. We get so proper and so, we have to conform to our environment. Kids don't. The only reason why a kid does is because what? Their parents yell at them. You ever yelled at a kid and they didn't know they weren't doing something wrong? That's what we're like. It's exactly what we're like. Except for we act like somebody yelled at us and they didn't the minute we came in the room. We act like we got yelled at even though we didn't. That's what happens when you grow up. Just let me ask you a question. When you guys pulled up your picture, how many of you found it a little bit fun to do it? Just a little bit fun.
I did.
Everybody, listen to me. I said to everybody, give me a picture, and every one of you did what you were told. Everyone. And 2 or 3 of you who are on the call still sent their picture. I said, if you're coming to the meeting, send your picture. And they sent their picture and didn't come to the meeting. Now, let me ask you a question. Why did everybody instantly just send their picture and do it and didn't mind it? They just like they sent it. But if it was like something else that didn't seem so you wouldn't bother. You'd just be like disconnected. Just think about that for a minute. Think about the motivation behind the reason why you did what you did, and then the reason why you don't do other things that you could have did. Like nobody is offended because I asked you to turn on your cameras tonight and you got to see people's pictures. And think about how you guys felt every time you saw those pictures. You saw baby pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, who's that? That's a little baby, that's family. Oh, that's a child. Oh, that's somebody we know. And it was really cool. But we're grown up and we look at each other on the call. It's like, oh, you look tired, you look miserable, you look funny, you talk too much, you always interrupt me, you look bored because we grew up and we got all these thoughts going through our head as we're looking at each other. All I'm going to say, when I end with this, stop looking at people like they've grown up and look at them how God looks at you. And don't treat them like they're a child. In the sense of don't talk down at them. Don't talk but see that God sees them as a child and that they're important, because guess what? None of you would want to hurt a child. None of you would. As a matter of fact, if the kid was hungry or thirsty, you'd help him. If he was lost, you'd help him find his way. But if he grows up, what? If they grow up and lose their way, are you going to help? Just food for thought. Kyle.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking a lot of stuff, but no, it's I mean, I'm just speaking on how I feel, but I think it's because we're all eager to send it, because when we look at that photo, that's someone that it might bring us to a time of happiness, but I think that we love the person in that photo. I feel
Some of us.
so, and yeah, some of us. I'm just saying
Those pictures don't tell the whole truth, though.
No, and that's true. Yes, yes. Like, I'm not just saying that's for everyone, but and I don't know. One of the things, I mean, this might be basic. Maybe this is something some of you have known for a long time. But when you were talking earlier, and I was like, "Oh, light bulb just went off," is that it really made me think of when I read in the Bible, it says to be born again. I don't know why I've never seen it this way.
I've shared that before.
And I'm like, I don't know. It just hasn't clicked.
Now you're ready to receive it.
It hasn't clicked before. And it's just like, and I always thought that it was to be born again was to be like, oh, your sins are gone and you're a new creation. And this, it's like, for me anyway, it was like when you were talking, it was like, he's like, you need to be like that little boy again to receive me.
You know what God's saying to you?
What?
I'm asking you.
No.
He hasn't given up on you, Kyle. I've been silent. I've been watching from the wings. I haven't been bothering you. But I know God's dealing with you. I trust the process. I trust the Holy Spirit. And I want you to know He's saying, I ain't giving up on you. Every time you fall down, get up. Get up. And if you stay down too long, then I'm going to have to phone you. But you're going through a season right now because God, you got to go through seasons where God is going to test your resolve about wanting to accomplish a thing. And this is the point where you're at.
Yeah.
Goo goo gaga goo goo. I love you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Love you too. But no, it was good. I couldn't believe it because like I literally watched the video and it was Terry. What was his name? Terry or Terrence? Anyway, it was like everyone would know who he is if you watch movies, and it was basically a video of him and how seeing a photo of himself as a 6-year-old, and it was just like the minute that he said that, I just looked over and I could see the photo that I sent Brian, and like it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, I was like blubbering like a baby.
You need to message him. You need to message him and tell him he stole my sermon. Tell him stop plagiarizing me.
Yeah.
I'm just
kidding.
And
then when I see Brian's, and then I was like, okay, that happened. And then I was just at work, and then I was just like on Facebook, and then I seen Brian's messages like, send me a photo of when you were a kid. I was like, what is going on? It was really weird, but
glad you came out, Kyle.
Yeah. Thanks. Good to see everyone.
You guys give me 1 minute. I told you guys at the beginning of the meeting I would have to stop for a second. You guys can talk. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I believe this is the second time now God's talked about seeing us as little children. I think Nick touched on it a few months ago.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's going to keep reminding us until we get it.
Can I share an experience I had? Back a while ago, I remember I was getting up in the morning and I had caught my own eyes in the mirror. And for a moment, I felt like I had a separation from my body, from my soul. It's going to sound really crazy. But then all of a sudden I felt, this is how people see me. They see that body, but they don't actually see my spirit. And I can't explain the experience to anybody because it was very powerful and I wanted to stay in that moment, but it was only just a brief window. And tonight when we were looking at those pictures, it was kind of like seeing that spirit. That's what I saw. And it wasn't so much the little girl, but the spirit, that innocent spirit. It's like screaming out, that's not, you see me, but you don't see me. Does that make sense?
It does.
Anyway, it was a profound experience. And I highly recommend go look at yourself in the mirror and see beyond your eyes. It's an amazing. I didn't do that intentionally, by the way, but that's what happened that morning. It was crazy.
It's good.
So this tore me up a little bit, Brian, just so you know. I was kind of crying through the first 3 or 4 when you were
I wasn't
speaking
planning on
about
doing that, you know that?
child.
I wasn't planning on doing it. I just impromptu. I'm glad. Nice.
Me too.
Nice. Anybody want to lead Kumbaya, maybe? Sing Kumbaya, my Lord. Jeez.
I have a comment.
Oh,
Yeah. Like just hearing us speak about like being a child, and not seeing us as adults, it makes you think about, well, it made me think about when that time like when I'd first given my life to God, like when I'd rededicated my life back to God. And you know that fire stage I think we all go through when you're on fire. For some reason, I feel like that made me think of like in that stage, like you feel most like a child. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, like when you're on fire for God, like you're like trying to do so many things. You're reading, you're praying, like you're on fire. It's like just like
like
a
you can do
child, like a child
anything.
is like doing everything.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Like you can
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah.
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 Welcome back, Donna. You go through the whole box or just a couple?
What do you mean?
Kleenex?
Oh, maybe a couple.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. We tried to guess who's who,
It was nice.
but yeah, it was neat.
Thanks, Donna. Amy, I'm going to let you say something, but it better not be a sermon.
No, it's not sermon. It's like what like today you said, you shared for us about our young pictures. So I remember that when I was young, I was very brave, I was very courageous, I was very bold. I was not afraid of anything. When I was young, I mingled a lot with boys. I was a tomboy. I didn't like